WOD 3. I know that there's been a lot of questions on this one. It could be a little bit confusing. So I'm going to go over everything, try and answer all of your questions. So WOD 3 is called the penalty box. It's 21-15-9 of handstand push-ups, single arm dumbbell squat cleans, and box jump overs. Once you finish that 21-15-9, there's going to be a cash out of either a 100-foot handstand walk or 10 wall walks, athlete's choice on that. Now those are going to be the RX movements. For every movement there's going to be a scaled option that you can swap out. If you choose that scaled option, there's going to be a 10-second penalty per move per round. So what that means is my round of 21, I can't do handstand push-ups. I'm going to instead grab a dumbbell and do dumbbell shoulder to overhead in place of my handstand push-ups, and that's going to be 10 seconds added on to my time at the end of the workout. I then go on to my dumbbell squat cleans. I can choose either RX for that, and that's going to be the heavier weight, or scale it down to a lighter weight, and again, another 10-second penalty for that one. So you can pick and choose each movement, each round. Maybe you can do some handstand push-ups, but 21 is too much, so you scale it out in round 1, but then you're going to do your 15 RX on round 2 and avoid that penalty. So total for this workout, it's 3 rounds, 3 movements, so that equals 9 chances for a penalty, plus the cash out would be a 10th one. So it's a total of 100 seconds possible of penalty if you choose to scale every movement there. So 1 minute and 40 seconds roughly would be added on to your time. So there's not going to be a differentiation in divisions between RX and scaled. There's just going to be different options and then time penalties added on. So now let's go over whatever the standards are going to be for each of these movements.
All right, guys, Rocky and Alexis here again. We're going to go over the standards for the handstand push-ups for the penalty box WOD, all right? So for male RX, you're going to have just the puzzle mat, all right? Everybody's going to have a puzzle mat, and your hands have to stay within that puzzle mat. They cannot exit the mat at all. So again, male RX, you're not going to have an ab mat at all. You're just going to have a puzzle mat. Female RX, you're going to have just an ab mat, all right? So the ab mat on top of the puzzle mat. That's going to be for female RX, youth male RX, and masters male RX. You're going to have one ab mat. For the youth female RX and masters female RX, you're going to be 4 inches, all right? You're going to be the yellow plate as well as an ab mat on top of that. All right, and the ab mats will be completely flush against the wall. That is the standard across the board for everybody, whether you like it or not. All right, ab mats will be fully against the wall. So now Rocky's going to kick up for the handstand push-up again. Hands are going to be inside the puzzle mat. Everything is extended. His elbows, his knees, his feet are against the wall. He's going to then go down into the push-up. All right, he's going to kick up once his head is in the mat. And the finish position again is back to that start position of arms, feet, knees, everything locked out, feet against the wall. That's your handstand push-up.
Here's our standard now for our squat clean. So you're going to have a setup here. Men are going to have their dumbbell options. Females will have their dumbbell options. Ben is going to demo for us, so he's going to be in the youth division. So for the youth, the RX weight is 35. And if you want to scale that, the scaled weight is going to be 30 pounds for that. So he's going to grab his dumbbell and slide it over, start both heads on the ground. He's going to clean it up to his shoulder and go below parallel on his squat. And then he can choose to keep doing it on that same arm, or he can swap arms. You don't have to be alternating on this. Now, if that weight gets too heavy for him, he's like, he can't do it, he's wasting too much time, he can scale it down, hop over to that 30-pound dumbbell and complete it and take the 10-second penalty at the end. So with these penalties, there could be a bit of strategy in it as well. You might find yourself wanting to do RX, but you're taking too long. So you can decide, I'm going to take that penalty, go a little bit lighter because I could move faster then. So it's all up to you on this. One more thing on the dumbbell squat cleans. When you're coming up from it, can you do another rep for me? You have to make sure that you fully stand up on each rep and extend those hips and knees at the top before going back down into your next rep. All right, our next movement is going to be our box jump overs. So for your box jump overs, you have to start off jumping off of 2 feet and onto 2 feet and go over to the other side. Now, since this is a box jump over, you don't have to fully extend at the top of each rep. You can stay nice and low on it. And just turn over and go to the other side. That is perfectly acceptable as well. You also can jump all the way over the box if you're feeling ambitious and want to just really fly through it. Now, if you want to scale that movement, you can do step overs instead. And again, for the step overs, you don't have to fully stand up. You can stay nice and low since you're going over to the other side. Your rep is not complete until you get off the box onto the other side. And you can either step down or jump down on it. 24 inches is going to be RX for all of the males, 20 inches RX for all of the females, with the exception of the Masters ladies. They have a 16-inch box. Other than that, this is going to be the same for everybody.
All right, guys, Rocky and Alexis, to go over now the handstand walk portion of the penalty box WOD, all right? This is going to be the same standard for all divisions across, okay? Everybody's going to have the option to do the handstand walk, except for beginners. We do not expect you guys to have to walk on your hands. If you want to try it, be our guest, but you do not have to. All other divisions, RX, Masters, you do have the option for the handstand walk, all right? So at the start of the handstand walk, your feet have to be behind each line, all right? Rocky can then kick up. His hands can go in front of the line, all right? And he's gonna walk as far as he can, all right? He has cleared that one. He's cleared the next one, all right? This is gonna be 50 feet. So all you see here demoed is 25 feet, all right? So it's gonna be another 25 additional, all right? You have to clear every line. So say Rocky, go ahead and do another one. And come down here. So Rocky's gonna go, all right, oh, he doesn't make it across that line. He has to go back to the line prior to where he started. All right, he's gonna kick up again and go. This time he makes it across the second line and comes down in between the second and third line. He only has to go back to the second line, all right? He does not have to go back all the way to the start. So they're gonna be in 5-meter increments, and all you have to do is clear that first line before you proceed, all right?
All right, so our wall walk now is our second option as the cash out. So you could choose either the handstand walk or 10 wall walks. The option is up to you. So for the wall walks, the standard is every mat is gonna have a tape line on it 1 foot away from the wall. It's gonna be the same as everybody. So you're gonna have to start laying down flat on the ground on your mat there, feet against the wall, chest on the ground, and then you're gonna have to walk yourself against that wall until your hands reach that tape line. They have to both touch. Once they come in contact, you can start lowering yourself down and just drop yourself down. There's no standard for the way down. You can just do it as quick as possible on that. So that's 1 rep. You got 10 of those to do, so pace yourselves. All right, now our scaled option in place of the wall walks or handstand walk is gonna be walkouts. So for the walkouts, you're gonna start off standing. You're gonna go down, you have to touch your toes, and then walk your hands out until your hips and knees are fully extended and your hands are out in front of your shoulders. Then you're gonna walk back, touch your toes again, and then fully extend all the way up, hips and knees fully extended. That's 1 rep. It's gonna be 15 reps of the walkouts in place of the 10 wall walks or the handstand walk. All right, WOD 3 again, the penalty box. We're gonna go over the beginner standards. It's a little bit different from the rest of the divisions. There's not gonna be any penalties for the beginners. So it's gonna be the same rep scheme, 21, 15, 9. Instead of the handstand push-ups, it's gonna be a dumbbell shoulder to overhead. So RX is gonna be 15 for the beginners. So you're gonna start off dumbbell in your shoulder, and any way to get that overhead is fine. So you could do a push press, you could do a push jerk, anything to get it. You just got to make sure you fully extend at the top of each rep before you start to lower it. Then you're gonna go into, instead of squat cleans, is gonna be power cleans. So again, both heads of the dumbbell start on the ground. You just have to clean it up to your shoulder and be fully extended on each rep on that. And then you could do box step overs. 16 inches is gonna be the standard for the beginner females. Just step up and then over to the other side on these. After that, we're going to have the cash out is going to be the walkouts, which Ben demonstrated earlier. So it's gonna be the same standard for that. So that's our beginners division standards.